Good morning, traders, investors around the world, and welcome to Thursday's pre-Christmas edition of premarketinfo.com, where we prepare you for the most important hour of the day, the first hour. Looking at the S&Ps this morning, got a slight dip last night, got under the close in the pivot area, and I got a nice pop-up, Dennis, not quite yet to yesterday's high.
Yeah, we did get a little pop again overnight, Joel. I know you were hinting you thought that they might try to pop them here over the weekend and going into the Christmas holiday. It's exactly what they seem to be trying to do. We were actually flat when the stocks closed at 8 o'clock Eastern last night. A little lift there, so we're up $6, Joel.
Okay, moving on to the Big Ten, starting with Apple Computer, still continuing its assault on $400 here, Dennis. Made a high yesterday at $397.30, trading just above that level, so we'll use that as support. Dennis, I don't see anything up to 400.89. I know you'll tell people there's resistance at 400, but I'm looking for 400.89. Above that is pretty wide open. Coming on the downside, it's kind of a slippery slope here. I would use the close as initial area to perhaps try and bring in a short or to initiate a long. But under that, Dennis, it really opens up until yesterday's low at 392.
Yeah, I think you may get a test of the 400 area today, maybe even your $400.89 just to shake out anybody that's going short in front of the 400. This market likes to punish everyone possible, so it'll know some people are probably trying to sell it in front of that level. The relative strength in this yesterday was just fantastic, considering how bad the tech sector was destroyed. Even Google was down. Apple obviously moves with Google a lot of times. So the relative strength in this was excellent to close up 49 cents yesterday. I don't see any reason why it shouldn't test the 400 today. If we get any type of up movement in the S&P, I think,
Okay. Moving on to ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil had a strong day yesterday as well. Touched Tuesday's high and Wednesday's low. We're right there with each other at $82. Made an 83.34 high with closing at 83.12. Currently trading above that level right now. Don't see a lot of resistance after that 83.34, which we've already taken out until the July 27th high at 84.25. And we'll use that 83 or the close 83.12 level as support.
The stock is in breakout mode. Obviously, when we broke above 82 there yesterday, the stock went into full breakout mode, 82 actually being the actual low yesterday. So congratulations if you bought that open. You took really no heat, and the stock went straight up $1 for you. $85. That's the next big stopping point. That's where we got to, Joel, back in July. We were topping out there. It was a big number. I think that's where the stock is trying to go to. Wouldn't be surprised if it could get there. Days here as I think they continue. I think you're right. I think they continue to jack up this market when in a lighter liquidity. So wouldn't surprise me if we were to get up there and test that 85, but should see some significant resistance, probably in the 84.80s and 84.90s as those high frequency guys lean on that 85 level.
Okay, boy, they sure punished IBM yesterday in that Oracle news. I think caught a lot of traders off guard, opened lower and went lower. I got down into the 179 area, 179.04. That would be good support. Recovered on the day to settle in 181.47. Currently trading smartly up from that level. 183.41 is the first stopping point. That was Wednesday's high, and you got a gap up there to 184.76. So this stock has kind of just been trading at 175 to 195 range for quite a while now. We're kind of in the lower end of the range now, so looking for a little pop in IBM today.
Yeah, shocking that they beat the stock up that much. Though I couldn't believe when I looked at one point in time IBM on those Oracle numbers. Obviously just terrible day for most of your tech stocks besides IBM obviously getting a little bit of a lift here, a little bit of a bounce again this morning to 182.15. I think bounces are made to be sold, but I think you might be a little early if you're selling at 182.15. You're right. I'd try to get a point, like you said, yesterday's high, maybe at 183.50 or even that gap up to 184.70, but I just don't know if it's got enough gas to get up another couple bucks here or not. You got to think, like whenever you see sell-offs like this, people do sell the bounces. So, we have bounced 3 points from the low, so maybe you could argue a short even at this price, but definitely keep an eye out on that 183.50 level.
Yeah, when you're short in here, you certainly don't have much cover.
Not a lot to lean on.
Well, never is an ad stock. Well, we'll just roll the tape from yesterday in Microsoft. Same old story, Dennis. Bounced off that 25.5 level. You would have had to taken heat all the way down to 25.46. Bounced on the day, settled at 25.76. Trailing up from there a little bit. Interestingly, that stock did take out last week's high by a few ticks and some of the highs we made earlier in the week. So this 26.19 number, it's just a monster. This 26.15 to 20 just can't get through there and can't get below 25.50. This one is an easy one to call, not necessarily an easy one to trade, but should be like to see this thing break out one way or another.
Yeah, unbelievable, Joel, that the high is 26.19 again. That was the number that we were talking about, this 26. It gets above this 26.10 to 26.20 area. There's just sellers up there. So again, I don't know who's selling it up there, but 3-4 tops up there, 26.19, and the bottom's at 25.40. This is channelingstocks.com all the way here. Keep playing that channel. We talked about it yesterday. Play it until it doesn't work. If you would have been playing it yesterday, you could have made 60, 70 cents off of the range. So, it would have been a great day. Let's just replay the tape from the day before. Keep playing that range until it doesn't work. I'm a seller in the 26.10 to 26.20 area. I'm a buyer around 25.50.
Okay, Chevron Corporation, like its brethren ExxonMobil, really had a strong day right out of the gate yesterday. Went just 12 cents below the close on Tuesday, made a low of 103.55. I was a little off on finding all that resistance in the 104s. It just blew through there. Made a high at 105.53. Currently trading above that level. Got the close right by it too. So if you are going to the store and buying this one on the open, expect a test of the close, 105.40. Below that, it could get a little tricky here because I don't see much support until yesterday's low. Coming up on the upside, got another high from December at 105.74, but that doesn't pose as much resistance as the November 11th high of 107.52.
Yeah, and we also have a high there from just last week on the 13th, 106, or just under 106. So I think that's going to be a number. I see a little bit of size forming there in the book. A little bit of initial resistance here off the open's probably going to open up into that 106 area. So maybe you get a quick trade off there. It takes out that 106, opens up though. So I wouldn't want to be short this through the 106, but if it stays under 106, I could see an argument to maybe sell in like the 105, 80s or 90s.
Okay, J&J knocking on the door is 65 once again, Dennis. Blows through it in the pre-market here, trading up at 65 1/4. So that 65 will now act as support. You got the close right there too. Things really open up here up to see a little bit at 65.45, and you always run into resistance in these stocks at the half numbers. But the look poised to test that October 31st high, 65.86. Coming back on the downside, I expect 65 to be pretty good support today. Dennis, anything in the book there, 65 that we got to keep an eye out?
Yeah, there is, Joel. So I was just going to say we've got to take out that size of 65 before, that becomes support. I think it will. I think it probably, with the market being up $8, us closing 64.96, I think we probably take it out even possibly on the opening print. But until I can trade above that 65, I wouldn't want to own it. Obviously if we only open at $65 and we don't take out the whole size, then you've, got to, I don't know if you want to play from the short side today, but, maybe you could play it through that breakout and get a decent buy at the 65 level. I also do have a trading position in on that Janssen.
Okay, sorry. Okay, Procter & Gamble. I didn't see the size of that print on the close, Dennis, at 66, but smack dab closed there, high of the day. Closes there. I'm not sure, like I said, what the print was. If in fact we open up there, maybe a low risk buy. I think you have to give it a little bit of room. maybe 15, 20 cents. First resistance point, 66.30, which was the high back on October 21st. But really, above that, you're looking at a June 2nd high, Dennis, at 66.50.
Yeah, same thing as Johnson & Johnson here, though, Joel. There still is a little bit of size. I see 60,000 shares in the New York book. That will become active, obviously, at 9:30. I think that's why it's trading flat here in the pre-market, as you get some of the, aggressive players looking at that, thinking it ain't going to open over 66. And they may be right on that opening print, though. It'll be interesting to see if it can higher, even up to your 66.50 level that you're talking about. I do have a trading position in that one, too, as well.
AT&T, same situation as Procter & Gamble. Big print on the close, 29.30, high of the day, close there as well. Running into resistance right away, 29.40, the 11-day high. But really, this thing has really recovered from, the news of the failed merger and the $4 billion payout. I guess they figure there's some other way they're going to get that money back. 29.80, the high back from October 28th when the market topped out as well, as the next stopping point on the upside. Mild support at the high end of close there at 29.30. Better support down to 29.03 area, but it doesn't look like we're going to see that today.
Yeah, this 29.50 area is huge, Joel. Once we get above 29.50, then I might get bullish the stock. But until we're still trading 29.36 right now, I think you got to sell it below 29.50 because there's major resistance up in that area, all through the 40s and the 50s. So we're coming right into resistance here. If we can get above 29.50, then all bets are off for the shorts. But until we do that, I'm playing it from the short side.
Okay, GE kind of marched higher yesterday, kind of ignoring the tech wreck, making a move here, trying to test the $18 level. The number I have on the upside is 17.88. That was our high back from August 2nd. Going above that level, Dennis is going to tell you there's resistance at 18, but there's really not. It's at 18.11. Major resistance at the July 27th high of 18.51. I see it traded down a couple cents here in the pre-market, so perhaps some sellers are stepping in ahead of Wednesday's high. Below the close, too, I would call that mild support, but let's use that as a swing number. Not a lot of good number to lean on the downside, though, if you're going to get long GE early, since yesterday's low is way down at 17.15.
Be careful, obviously. This stock went ex-dividend, which is why you're seeing some of your softwares do not adjust for the ex-dividend price. Had 17-cent dividend. The actual close is 17.52, not 17.69. So the adjusted close is now 17.52. So it's actually trading up 16.68. So that's why, it's actually trading pretty much on with fair value if you consider all that. And I do see, well, I'll be playing it probably from the short side in the 1780s and 1790s.
Yeah, folks that own it into the dividend looks like being rewarded here. Coca-Cola, man, what got into that stock yesterday, Dennis? I mean, is everybody having Coca-Cola at their holiday parties? Just that thing opened up, just kissed Tuesday's close, Wednesday's low, right there, that area. Boom, blew through 69 like it wasn't even there. Got up to 69.80. Above that, Dennis, you're going to tell us there's resistance at 70, but you're looking at some highs from back in September in this stock at 70.16 and 70.41. Boom, coming back down. I mean, if you get a chance to buy this thing anything near the close, 69.57, between the close and yesterday's high, it's going to be good support. But good day for Coca-Cola, Dennis.
Yeah, it just blew up. It just kept going after the open. It opened up, which maybe caught a few people, the fair value players by surprise as it opened pretty high and just kept going higher. You'll see that, basically catching those traders that were playing that OPG fair value play from the short side. So once you get that, everybody caught like that, then it just continues higher, especially when the liquidity isn't as much as it used to be, especially this time of year. Liquidity is lower as well. So a lot of your defensive names were very, very strong yesterday, and Coca-Cola was no exception. And this from a psychological perspective and a size perspective.
Okay, all right, that's a wrap for the Big Ten and the S&Ps, just meandering here near the high. This 1244, not a bad number. That was the high back on December 13th, before the decent sell-off. Not putting as much credence in it because we did trade up to that 1249 level, yesterday. So that's what we'll be looking for on the upside. We will be back in a few minutes with our market movers.